We haven't talked since the Hearts game. It was a tough game, a very entertaining game to watch, but for yourself it must have been very frustrating to come up against a team that were so organised and so hungry. City game, the last City game again was a good contest. Have you taken anything from that Hearts game to try and refine the tactics that you're going to employ?
Yeah, I think we're always learning in every game that we play, and I think the Hearts game, I think part of our problem was our speed of play at times, and occupying areas of the pitch that we want to occupy, but the timing of the movement going into those areas wasn't quite what it's been in the past. Allowing Hearts to get back into a better defensive shape. So yeah, we've learned from it, and we've added small bits to our training.
In terms of selection, and Jenny Danielson's had a few niggling injuries. She came on as a sub against Hearts. She came off after scoring against Motherwell. What's the situation with Jenny and indeed the whole squad? It's a little bit early in the week for you to give us that, but always ask.
Yeah, no problem. And I think like any player that comes into a new environment, it takes them a while to settle in. Not just for them to settle in, but for the players round about to understand and get a relationship and a feel for where our strengths lie. When she came in at first, she'd came off the back of the Euros, a heavy season, playing with our parent club at the time. So she did have a few niggling injuries there, and the one thing that we knew about her is she's a quality player, and that we know that it's time and effort that's required, but her quality will come through eventually.
You're talking about an established player there. Not quite so sure whether it's your particular job to encourage youth development or somebody else in the organisation, but I thought Jody Mcclaney's been really showing some signs of maturity in her performances. Where do you think she is in her game right now?
I think she's now got a driving licence, which is a plus. So she's driving a car. She's trusted to drive a car now. She's really accepted in the group. I think, well, again, it goes back to the relationships and building strong bonds. And the team, when we, after the Motherwell game, there we spoke about the group. They were so pleased for each other. Prior to that, they were so gung ho about getting the result. They were hurting before it. So there's a caring element that goes there. And that's away from the pitch as well, that we have experienced players, and Nick Dockett, if we go right through the team, our goalkeepers both experienced. We have Cathy Hill, Rachel McLaughlin, Nick Docherty. We can work through the team, Tess O'Meadags, Jenny Danielson's, and those girls there have got a duty of care and responsibility, and they take that duty of care and responsibility seriously when it comes to our younger element of players there and our youth. And they definitely give them an advantage. They give them a help to progress and to maximise their potential within this massive club that we're playing at, Rangers Football Club, with all the kind of the pressures that go with it. So I think there's a good group. The environment's great. The staff that I have around me, Craig McPherson, Nicola Docherty, Ashley and Faye. Even we're Kit Heather, we have a real strong bond with each other, and that we're there to be an absolute wraparound around the players, and they do that and create the environment which allows them to flourish and play. Where I see her just now, she could play in a number of positions. I think what she has is she has pace, she has power, and she has an absolute desire and a will to win. She's not scared of a challenge either.
We spoke a wee bit obviously after the Motherwell game, quite in depth, but one of the things we didn't mention was Nicola Docherty being at the game. You could tell what a presence she was at the back, so vocal and organisationally, and that was maybe missing when she's not there. How big a boost was that, and is that something that you kind of recognise as well yourself?
Yeah, I think there's a big thing to be said about having experience. Yeah, you're right in what you say. She was very vocal in that game. Again, she's a team player. I think the defeat, the draw that we had against Hearts, it it sunk in with everybody, not just the guys that were involved in the game, but everybody round about, you know. So yeah, it's great to have such a positive influence in Nicola Docherty in a sense that she's a real Rangers player and she wants to win for the club.
And just in terms of training this week and the girls' fitness and stuff, again, Mark asked you and you managed to dodge it expertly, but I'm going to go back in.
You've tag teamed me.
And how are the girls this week? How's training been and what's the atmosphere like?
Good, yeah. We've got Maddie Nolf. Maddie Nolf's back on the pitch now, which is great, so she'll return shortly. We have Lisa Martinez still has a knee problem, so we'll not be rushing her. We'll be taking more time and making sure that she comes back fully fit before she enters the fold. Jane Ross is still ongoing. We've got a date penciled in that she should return in May, back to full training. And outside of that, I think we've got a clean bill of health otherwise, which is a fantastic problem that I have to pick a team.
And finally, just the last one for me. Being at the game last week, I thought Sam Kerr had a fantastic game in midfield, and she was part of the reason I felt that we moved it so quickly, because when she got it, she was immediately able to pop it off. She was either going wide or she was going forward to Jenny. Granted, Sam's already had such a magnificent achievement with Scottish Player of the Year, etc. last year, but I felt that was certainly a brilliant performance from her. Yeah,
definitely. She's now got herself over it. She had a wee bout of illness, which was lingering with her for a long period there. She's now free of that, and I think you can see it in her game now. She's playing with an energy which is really, really high, which we know Sam Kerr's got. So she's back to being Sam Kerr. And I thought, I think you're right. The type of player that she is, she adds a real dynamic edge to her midfield. Can play as a 6 or play as a 10, or she can even play wide. So, and that's the type of team that we want to build. That we will find ourselves out of possession in different positions of the park, but it won't make any difference because we're afraid with how to play. And out of position, I can fill in as a right back, or I can fill in as a 6 or an 8. So, but what a great performance she put in. Yeah.